Some heroes fight for justice, some fight for survival, but these characters fought for something far more personal: revenge and vengeance. Today, we're counting down 10 video game characters who decided someone had to pay. Number 10, Max Payne, from the game Max Payne. Max Payne's story begins with tragedy. One night, he returns home to find his wife and daughter murdered by drug-addicted criminals. In a matter of minutes, his entire life is destroyed. From that moment forward, Max becomes a man driven by vengeance. He throws himself into dangerous investigations, criminal conspiracies, and totally endless gunfights. Every bullet he fires is fueled by loss. What makes Max stand out is how revenge consumes him. Years pass, but the pain never disappears. His enemies change, the cities change, and the circumstances change, but Max never forgets what was taken from him. His quest for revenge transforms him into one of the gaming's most iconic anti-heroes. That's a good word. I wanted to say protagonist or hero, but I said anti-heroes because it's an awesome one. Subscribe to Susha Prime, please. Number 9. Ezio Auditore de Firenze, Assassin's Creed 2. Ezio Auditore wasn't born seeking revenge. He was a young nobleman enjoying life in Renaissance Italy. Then everything changed. His father and brothers were falsely accused and publicly executed. In a single day, Ezio lost nearly everything. Instead of running away, by the way, he chose another path. He haunted the man responsible, one by one. Across years of assassinations, investigations, and battles, Ezio slowly dismantled the conspiracy that destroyed his family. He finally reached that prophet, so to speak, prophet. A prophet to be, let's say. His revenge story helps define the Assassin's Creed franchise and remains one of the most satisfying character journeys in gaming history. Subscribe to my channel, please. Number 8. Rico Rodriguez, Just Cause 3. Rico Rodriguez takes revenge to an entirely different scale. When he returns to his homeland of Medici, he finds it under the control of a brutal dictator named Sebastiano di Ravello. This isn't revenge against one person, it's revenge against an entire regime. Rico wages a one-man war against, unlike anything gaming had ever before, okay? Military bases explode, bridges collapse, propaganda towers fall, entire regions are liberated through chaos and destruction. Most people would start a rebellion. Rico practically becomes the rebellion. His vengeance leaves an entire dictatorship in ruins. That's it. Subscribe to my channel, please. Number 7. Joel Miller, that's it. From The Last of Us. Joel's revenge isn't always obvious. It begins with grief. The death of his daughter Sarah leaves a wound that never fully heals. For years, Joel survives in a brutal world where trust is a dangerous and loss is a constant thing. By the time he meets Ellie, he's become a hardened survivor. What drives many of Joel's actions is his refusal to suffer that loss again. When someone threatens the people he cares about, Joel becomes ruthless. His decisions may not fit the traditional definition of revenge, but they're fueled by the same emotion: pain, loss, and the determination to never be powerless again. Subscribe to Susha Prime. Number 6. Corvo Attano. Dishonored. Few protagonists have more reasons to seek revenge than Corvo Attano. He is falsely accused of murdering the Empress he swore to protect. He is imprisoned, tortured, branded a traitor, and separated from the young girl he considers family. Most people would lose hope. Corvo escapes. Armed with supernatural powers and deadly skills, he begins hunting the conspirators responsible. Every target represents another step toward justice or revenge, depending on how you choose to play. Either way, Corvo makes sure his enemies regret crossing him. Subscribe to Susha Prime. Number 5. Bayek of Siwa, Assassin's Creed Origins. Bayek's story may be one of the most emotional revenge tales ever told. The death of his son changes everything. Consumed by grief, Bayek begins searching for the masked figures responsible. His journey takes him across ancient Egypt. Every clue leads to another enemy. Every enemy leads to another confrontation. What starts as a father's quest for vengeance eventually becomes something larger. It helps create the assassin brotherhood itself. But at its heart, this story remains deeply personal. A father seeking justice for a child he really loved. Subscribe to Susha Prime. Number 4. Jin Sakai, Ghost of Tsushima. Jin Sakai watches his homeland suffer under Mongol invasion. Friends die, villages burn, families are torn apart. But Lady Masako somehow survives. I don't know how. As the conflict escalates, Jin begins abandoning traditional samurai methods. He becomes the ghost, a warrior willing to use fear, deception, and dishonorable things, as his uncle says, and unconventional tactics, many things, against his enemies. Part of Jin's motivation is protecting Tsushima, but another part is deeply personal. Every loss fuels his determination. Every sacrifice strengthens his resolve. His campaign becomes a relentless act of resistance against those who brought suffer to his people. Subscribe to Susha Prime. Number 3. Ellie, Last of Us Part 2. Very few revenge stories in gaming are as intense as Ellie's. After losing someone she loves, Ellie becomes obsessed with finding the people responsible, finding the people who killed Joe. Nothing matters more. Not safety, not comfort, not even her own future. She crosses entire states tracking her targets. Every step forward pushes her deeper into violence. The game constantly asks a difficult question. How much revenge is too much? Ellie's journey is powerful because it shows both the attraction and the cost of vengeance. By the end, players have witnessed one of gaming's most unforgettable revenge stories. Subscribe to my channel. Number 2. Kratos, God of War. Kratos doesn't seek revenge against a criminal or a king or an army like the ones before. No, he seeks revenge against gods. After years of manipulation and betrayal, Kratos finally snaps. His anger becomes unstoppable. He wages war against Olympus itself. One by one, powerful gods fall before him. Entire cities collapse. Natural disasters spread across the world. The scale of Kratos' vengeance is almost impossible to comprehend. Most revenge stories affect a handful of people. Kratos' revenge changes the fate of an entire civilization. Subscribe to my channel then. Number 1. Talion, Middle-earth's Shadow of War, or Shadow of Mordor. Talion may be the ultimate revenge-driven protagonist. At the beginning of the story, he loses everything. His wife is murdered, his son is murdered, and then he is murdered. For most people, that's the end. For Talion, it's only the beginning. Bound to the spirit of Quibrambor, he returns from death itself. Now he has one goal. Make the people responsible pay. Talion hunts the Black Captains across Mordor. He tears apart armies, destroys strongholds, and wages a war against the forces of darkness. What makes Talion such a perfect number 1 is the fact that revenge literally keeps him alive. That's it. His entire existence becomes a mission of vengeance. And few characters have pursued revenge with more determination than Talion. Play the game, it's very good. Last time we looked at video game characters who did the impossible. This time we explored heroes driven by revenge and vengeance. If you haven't seen that impossible feats countdown yet, check it out next. And don't forget to subscribe to Susha Prime for more video game character psychology videos, which are totally original. Thank you for staying with me through the end of the video. Take care and farewell.